On this episode of Canine Corner, we are making rescue the best breed of dog by helping out 2 local pups in need. I'm also back on the streets answering your top dog questions. All this and a fabulous tip of the month coming up right now on Canine Corner. Hey guys, welcome to Canine Corner, the show that guarantees to keep your dog's tail wagging. I am your host, Meagan Medick, and today we are taking a look at 2 local dogs who are facing very different but serious challenges when it comes to finding their forever home. So we are calling in the experts for a rescue rehab episode. Before we dive into their unique situations, let's check them both out in our dog adoption segment.
This is Hartley. She's 3-year-old Staffy Bull Terrier mix. She walked onto a police yard. The police were going to train her to be a police dog, but after they found out she was pregnant, they couldn't keep her. Within 48 hours, she had 8 puppies in our foster's home, and all of the puppies have been adopted, and she is still available. She loves other dogs. She lives with a Shepherd mix, a Chihuahua, and a Terrier mix. She loves kids, and she's just waiting for her forever home.
He's a 1-year-old Spaniel mix. He was dumped at the South LA shelter. He's born without any eyes, and he gets along with everything so far. He's good with dogs, cats. It will take him a while to get used to the area that he's around when he gets adopted. But so far, he's looking for his forever home.
All right, guys, when we come back, we are going to dive deeper into Daredevil's life, and I'm going to show you how some of our local friends have helped him become a little more confident.
Welcome to Cook It Safe Challenge, where teams compete to make the right decisions about safe food preparations. Our challenge in this round, read and follow package cooking instructions and use a food thermometer. Let's see how our teams are doing so far. Team 1.
We just got 100 points.
We separated our raw food from our cooked food.
Team 2.
We got a 100-point green card for proper hand washing before our meal prep.
We've reached a critical safety point in the challenge. Okay, Team 1, let's check this out. Uh-oh, not a safe internal temperature for those hamburgers. That puts everyone at high risk for foodborne illness. You get a red card, undercooked. Always read and follow the package cooking instructions and use a food thermometer. Let's see how our winning team cooked it safe and avoided problems.
Well, I just kept focused on the 4 food safety steps: clean, separate, cook, and chill.
And we followed the package cooking instructions and took the temperature.
Can you cook it safe?
Welcome back to Canine Corner, guys. Now, before the break, we met Daredevil, a young Spaniel mix who is trying to see life in a new light. Let's take a look at his rescue rehab story. Once you are born, there is a lot to learn, such as when and where to find food and shelter, how to go up and down the stairs, and even finding out where you're supposed to use the bathroom. Needless to say, for a newborn pup, all of these things can be quite the challenge. But imagine trying to conquer these life basics in an abusive home and blind. That is exactly what Daredevil has been doing since he was born. And about a year into his life, Daredevil was dropped at the shelter by a man who was claiming he was worthless. Shelly Gomez was there to witness Daredevil being discarded and the horrific reaction his body had from fear.
We weren't sure if he had a seizure at the shelter, so the vet at the shelter wanted to check him out and kind of watch him for like 24 hours. And plus the guy said that he found the dog, so technically they're supposed to keep him for 4 to 5 days and then adopt him out. They called me before that and they let him have they let him take him on a waiver because they had to keep him away from all the other animals because he was just so freaked out every time the cage closed. So I went ahead and picked him up about 2 days later after the guy had turned him in. And the vet had said that there's no seizures. He was just totally freaked out when she put him in. And he just was not doing well at the shelter environment.
Once Daredevil left the shelter, he was completely withdrawn. He didn't use any of his other senses. He didn't smell or eat. He didn't respond to any sound. He would just lay still on the floor. Seeing this behavior and having trouble getting through to him, Shelley looked for help from some local experts.
I want to know basically how to get, it's one of my most, if not the most difficult case, and I've had some real doozies. I want to know, how to work with him to make him more confident and let him know that people aren't there to hurt him, to come out of his shell, to, just to make him a dog.
In order to better understand Daredevil, Nancy sat with him to see if there was any more information we could dig up about his past.
I do what's called nonverbal communication. It's a form of intuition, and we're all born with it. I focus on communicating with animals because of my love for them. His life has been in this bubble, and everything is new and a little bit scary, but he's a brave little boy. He's going to step right up, and yeah, he's going to be okay. I saw a dog that had a normal puppyhood until the puppy's eyes were opening and his life changed dramatically. And he became a dog with some sadness and insecurities, and he always felt less than all the other dogs, which almost wanted to make me cry. He's had a tough life, but he definitely feels, and I feel too, and I think everybody does, that this is a new chapter.
A new chapter begins with a safe environment. However, making Daredevil feel safe is trickier than most dogs.
It just trust and just coming out of his shell. I mean, that's his biggest issue, is knowing that no one's going to hurt him again. And that when a hand touches him, it's out of love. It's not a swift kick or, there's no abuse. He has to learn that when a hand is near him, that it's there to feed him and love him and, respect him, that he deserves.
Sue Doyle, the South Bay Barkbusters dog trainer, has worked with hundreds of dogs. Usually when she gets called to someone's home to work with a shy or fearful dog, the dog is not as reluctant to have her touch or even talk to them.
Sometimes fearful dogs tend to be have a little bit of aggressive behavior because of the fear. He had none of that. And then throughout the afternoon, he just sort of had a mini blossom and I think a lot of it's just because of the positive energy of all of us here and him sensing that we really wanted to help him, and we were all excited about him. Having him learn to trust people, like you're being slow and cautious, and, he will learn that, the bad memories, when he hears, like the slamming of the metal and stuff like that, those bring back the bad memories. But he's accumulating new memories now.
When working with a dog such as Daredevil, typically the scenario is not as extreme, but there are still tips on how to go about bringing the dog into your home.
One thing is if the dog is shy or fearful coming into your home, you pretty much want to try to ignore it. You provide its basic needs: food, shelter, place for toilet, etc. But when you address the dog, it feels like it has to have some response to you. And so this way we're making it very non-stressful for him. We're not really petting him, we're not asking him to do anything. I recommend using like a diluted lavender scent. Put it on an old towel or an old t-shirt, rub it on everyone in the family to get their skin cells on it, spray it with the lavender, and then rub it on him, put it in his crate or his bedding so he has the pack smell. He can feel more comfortable with that.
So far, he feels safe in his small heated bed, his crate, and in an environment that doesn't change. Once he is in your arms, it will take a second, but he will melt into you and fall asleep. Dogs like Daredevil with special needs are truly no different than any other dog. It's simply the abuse that he has endured that has made this a unique case.
For every dog, there's an owner, and that's our biggest belief. It just takes time to find that owner, and unfortunately, when these dogs come into the shelter, there's only so much time, and it's just some people can foster, people can donate their time. That's the most important thing. So get these dogs out of the environment, give them some time, and that's what it takes to find a home and get the word out.
Today alone, we have seen Daredevil break out of his shell and shine a little light on the high hopes we have for him.
Yeah. I know it's tough because you can't really follow your nose. You can do it. Oh, he's doing it. Follow your nose. You can do it. Yes. I believe in you. You can do it.
I see a lot of hope for him. I mean, the description they gave of when they first took him from the shelter compared to the way he acted today, leaps and bounds. And I think he's going to come a lot further.
My biggest hope is that I find someone that will understand him and want to work with him and give him the quality of life that he deserves.
Daredevil is still living with Shelly, searching for his forever home and making more and more progress with trusting people every day. Coming up next on Canine Corner, we are working with our next rescue rehab pup, Hartley. We'll be right back.